Takes a moment. I will check on my phone. And we are there. Yes, it's already live. Awesome. Hello, everyone. We are back here together with Claire Molinard, and every Tuesday I'm having a wonderful conversation about outrageous love because we believe that outrageous love is the answer to outrageous pain, the only response, as Marc Gafni says. So we thought it would be nice to have these weekly conversations and just share our experience and our practice, and especially Claire's wisdom with this beautiful Dharma of Dr. Marc Gafni. So thank you, Claire, for joining me again and making time to share with us.
Thank you, Krista. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad to be back here. I haven't been here for a few weeks, so it's great to be back here with you again. Just
Yes,
about outrageous love.
yes, yes. So today we thought it would be nice, exciting actually, to talk about this sentence that Dr. Mark Gafni often says, and what the sentence is a teaching about our ability to heal the pain in the world. And we spoke earlier a few times about outrageous pain in the world and how to respond to that, how to relate to that. How can we be actually so excited about life and so full of hope and inspiration when all this crisis and stuff is going on in the world? And Mark actually has a response to that, healing the gap between our ability to feel the pain and our ability to heal the pain. So could you speak a little bit about that, what that means?
Yes, that's such a beautiful way to frame it. But let's speak about that gap first. And what Mark means when he says there is a gap between our ability to feel the pain and our ability to heal the pain is that it's not that we're bad people and we can't feel the pain and that we are irresponsive to the pain of the world because we don't care. We actually care a lot. We all have a heart and we all care a lot about the pain. But the thing is that we feel so much. We feel so much. The pain is so big that we feel overwhelmed. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
here.
I just heard an echo. Yeah. So we have this great ability to feel, and we feel so much that we feel overwhelmed with the pain. There is so much pain, and what happens when we feel so much and we become overwhelmed is that we close our heart.
Mm.
And in that gap, when we close our heart, we disconnect from the pain because we feel that we can't heal it. It's too big. So the answer to that is actually to be an outrageous lover. Because what does an outrageous lover do? The outrageous lover is able to address that corner of the world that is in pain, that they feel an intimate connection to. So when I'm a unique self, when I'm in my unique self, it's not that I don't feel the whole pain, but I'm called to address that facet of the pain that I can address, that I know I can do something about. And therefore, this is where I feel that gap.
Mm.
So the capacity to be in my unique self from moment to moment, to be in intimacy with my world, with my circle of influence, and to act where my outrageous acts of love are needed is the way to fill the gap. Right? So then I can address the pain that is mine to address. And I'm not feeling overwhelmed anymore. I'm not feeling that I'm not useful or that I cannot have agency in my life. And that's really important
Mm.
to make that distinction.
Yeah. So
Does
that,
that
yeah,
does that make sense?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally, yeah, beautiful. And I'm wondering, do you then still, yeah, you still connect with the outrageous pain in the world? So I can imagine that a lot of people, and maybe also myself, sometimes when you're doing something in your corner of the world, you can also sometimes feel this hopelessness, like you know that you are fixing and helping and healing in that little part, but then you look at the world and you can still feel like, well, this isn't enough. So can you
Right.
speak a little bit about that relationship
That's,
between those two?
yeah. Yeah. So the first of all, the sense that it isn't enough is a symptom, I would say, of separate self. Because when I'm in that, and I totally know what you talk about because I know that feeling. We all know that feeling. Yeah, I'm doing this, but it's a drop in the ocean. So that's the when I'm in that voice, I'm in the perspective of the separate self, which feels that they're doing their little thing, but they feel I feel alienated from the field of outrageous love, which is always already connecting. So when I do my little act of love from that place of being in the field, then I know that there is no small act of love, that every little act of love from every unique self in the world is creating threads. And when I know who I'm serving in a way, that's the whole difference. Know whom you serve, right? If I serve, I know that even that little talk between you and I, whom am I serving? Am I serving, myself and creating a nice little Facebook Live and having, or do I remember from the depth of my being that this is outrageous love doing my little act of love right here, but it's connected to all the other threads. And so when I'm always in that connection, then I'm in my unique self and I'm following the flow of my unique self and I'm right here right now and I'm doing this, but it's not separated from everything else. So that's the difference.
Wow, yeah, that's beautiful. I always have this image of, or this imagery of the body and how this is one big organism, and we could see the world as that same organism, that all the cells are working together, and one little cell will never say, well, what I do doesn't matter because I'm so small and the body is so big.
Exactly. That's exactly that. And we are one body. We're one earth, one body. And we need to remember, of course, because we forget. But yeah, I think what's really important is to remember, whom do I serve? Whom are we
And then
what are we acting from and what are we doing it for? What were you going to say?
yeah, I was when you say whom do I serve, and then you're referring to something bigger than ourselves, right? Outrageous love.
All about outrageous love. Yeah. I mean, you can call it, Mark always says the God you don't believe in doesn't exist. So you can call it what that bigger cause is for you. I call it in our world, we call it often the goddess or she, the field of outrageous love, the yeah, the great architect. There are many, many words for that source.
And you spoke already a little bit about that's kind of shifts that we're constantly making from separate self to unique self. Could you say a little bit more about that? Maybe also the true self step in between, what that path looks like, and maybe how it has been for you, those three steps of waking up to your unique self.
Yeah, and these are just different facets of our consciousness, and we always navigate through this different perspectives, right? When I'm in my separate self, I'm very much in my personality and Claire Molinard, that's my name, and I have a function and I have a role, and I have many, ways that, I act in the world from that part. That part is a very, very, very small aspect of what this being, this Claire is. When I remember whom I serve and who I am, and when I tap into my deepest sense of self, I realize that my personality is very much a very small aspect of all of that I am. When I tap into the field of outrageous love, which we just evoked, and that oneness that we all serve, right? That big body, which is beyond the earth, but is that big, that force, that source that we all feel connected to. That would be the true self, right? And there is only one true self. There is a connection to true self that you, Krista, feel, that I feel. That true self is the same force. However, the way it comes through you as Krista is unique. It's that unique expression of true self that comes through you, which is different when it comes through me. So you have separate self, Krista, who's doing her thing and who, and which is legitimate. We need an individuality. We need a personality. However, when that personality remembers her true source, her true nature, whom she serves, she can tap into that amazing source of life force, of beauty, of goodness, of truth, of that evolutionary eros that moves through you all the time. So when you, Krista, you plug into that and you know who you are, reach out.
Oh,
Did you lose me?
yeah, for a second. Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. Where did you lose me?
When you said you know who you are, when you're connecting to that true self, and then
Yeah, then that you can surrender, right? That little small self, contracted self can surrender to something so much bigger, and that then your unique self can emerge out of that. So there is the unique self is the unique eyes of true self seeing through you, seeing through me. And it's not only that, it's your unique way of being intimate with reality. This is very important because through that intimacy with reality, I act as an outrageous lover. I commit my outrageous acts of love. Yeah.
wow. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. And as you are speaking, I can feel it. I can feel the depth of your study and practice with all of this. And as you're speaking, it's just pouring out of you, and just so beautiful.
Mhm.
And just to maybe, yeah, I think, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe I'll just say one more thing. What's beautiful about unique self is that the more you access your unique self, and the more you can appreciate and fall in love with other unique selves.
Mm.
So ecstatic and beautiful to see again, the field of outrageous love, eros, that true self have so many facets, so many beautiful expressions, right? So unique self is also a capacity to perceive the other as a unique self. I think it goes because it's always in relationship, right?
Yes.
That's the
You
beauty
can,
of it. Yeah.
yeah, I can really relate to that. And the shift from fear of not being good enough and feeling as a separate self, always comparing to other people. What are other people doing? Jealousy, all of that is in my separate self. And then when you plug in again and you feel all this energy pouring through you, and as you say, you know who you are and you know why you are here and you know what is yours to do. There's so much ecstasy in that, and you also know that there's so much work to be done. So
Mm.
all of the unique selves are needed. There's no one left out, as Mark said.
Exactly. Yeah.
So then the last step, what Mark calls the unique self symphony, like how do all the unique selves come together? Can you speak about that a little bit?
Yes, because that's the fun part. And I mean, I was if you related back to when I said, whom do you serve? When when I'm in my unique self, I know whom I'm serving. I'm connected to that field of outrageous love. And that field of outrageous love doesn't belong to me.
Mm.
It is ours. it is a it's the movement of Eros. It's the movement towards greater beauty, greater goodness, and more justice in the world. It's the movement towards creating a world that's good for everyone. And I can do it alone. You can do it alone. No one can do it alone. And when we meet as unique selves and we have that great that vision together, when we know whom we serve together, then a whole world of possibility comes alive because we are together creating a more beautiful world that we feel allured to, and that's the work of uh, you know you and I and anyone that feels allured to one same vision. And of course, there are going to be many symphonies, but that's the energy that carries each symphony. It's that evolutionary impulse that wants to move towards more justice, more goodness, more truth, more beauty, more love.
Yes. That's I feel like yes, amen. Just yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. And I think that's a good place to end this conversation. Um wow. I can
Yeah.
just wonderful. It brings so much joy and hope and inspiration and direction and beauty.
Mhm.
And I'm so very grateful again for Dr. Marc Gafni for articulating these first principles and
Great.
first values of outrageous love and unique self. And it can sound quite simple as we speak about it, then like the second simplicity, like, oh yeah, of course, love, everybody knows that. But to be able to articulate these principles, Mark and a few others, I think, but mostly Mark is doing deep study and years of work.
Absolutely. All of this is very grounded in theory, in developmental theory, in integral theory, in all kinds of science. And yeah, these are very simple principles. They're really based on deep study and deep integration of
Yeah.
um, many areas of studies.
Yes.
So
So
we are very blessed to have Mark as our guide and to be in this adventure together. So
yes.
thank you, Krista, for the time and for your always profound and exciting questions.
Yes. Wow. I'm excited to be here with you. Thank you so much, Claire. And thank you for who has been watching this or will watch this later. We are looking forward to be together again next Tuesday. I will have a conversation with Chahat Corten. So every Tuesday at 7 p.m. we will be here on the Facebook or on YouTube if you're watching it there. So thank you so much. And please leave a comment to let us know how this conversation resonates in you. If you have any questions or topics that you would like us to talk about, please let us know in the comments. And we will be together again next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.